Hey guys, it's Steph.
And Isaiah. So for our first YouTube video, we had asked you guys on Instagram and stuff what you guys wanted us to talk about for our first YouTube video. And most of you guys chose a story about us telling our parents how Steph got pregnant.
So I'm gonna begin with my story because it has a lot more detail in it, and I'll follow through with Isaiah's story so that you guys will understand his story better. So when we found out I was pregnant, so I guess I got pregnant like during the summer, June, July. It happened, and then he left. So I was telling him like I haven't started, and he was like, what do you mean? And he's like, just give it time. And I was like, okay. So I took pregnancy tests as well. He was gone. I took 3, and 2 came out positive and the other one came out negative. So I was like, I'm fine, like. And so I left it like that for a while, for at least, okay, so I didn't say, oh my god, I'm pregnant, until I was 4 months, because 4 months I started showing more. My belly button was sticking out, and I told Isaiah, I was like, my belly's sticking out, like my belly button's sticking out.
Like, that's when I was like, yeah, you're pregnant. And she's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, yes, you are. So
I took a pregnancy test at school, came out positive. And so I was in cheer at the time for high school, and while our cheer captain was like, well, you can't cheer, like I don't want you to do anything. And I was like, I've been pregnant for 4 months and I've been cheering, like I'm fine. And she was like, but still, I don't want you tumbling. So she didn't let me tumble, she let me stop. So there was a practice, it was on a Wednesday. Our captain sent me to a clinic with her cousin. And so she was like, this is a great clinic, they'll give you all the information. They'll even do an ultrasound, blah blah blah. Like, she was trying to like keep me like calm, but I was like me and Isaiah were freaking out on the inside. So when we went, I had to pee in a cup, and then they kept us in a room, and so they did the test, and they were like, so you are pregnant. We don't know how far along you are, we'll do an ultrasound. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, do you want to keep it, or would you want to abort it, and like, or give it up for adoption? And we were like, no, we're gonna keep it. Like it was our responsibility to keep it, like we can't, you know. And I'm glad we kept our lead. But what happened, so they did an ultrasound, and they were like, oh my god, you're 4 months. No, 5, huh?
4.
5.
4.
Okay, I was 4 months, and they're like, and you could already tell the gender. And I was like, oh my god. So I was like, and then, well, the captain's cousin, whatever, was like, we want to know, it's probably gonna be a girl. So like, I kind of didn't want to know, but then I guess I did. And so they were like, it's a girl. And I was like, and they did an ultrasound, and they gave us the pictures of the ultrasound, and you could just see like Raylene like waving at us. It was so crazy, huh? Like it was so crazy. And Isaiah was just there like freaking out, like he did not know what to do. Like I was there all happy and smiling, and he was like he was scared, like I guess like to tell our parents, you know, like I don't know, but it was crazy.
Thought I was gonna die.
Yeah. So that happened on a Wednesday. So on Thursday I had tumbling practice for cheer, and so I was like, I can't tumble, like what if I do something and something happens, you know. Like now I'm thinking of her, because I was like, oh, but now I was very like, how do you say it, like cautious with her. So I had to tell my coach, and so my coach is my brother. So when I told him, he started crying, but he was laughing at the same time. I was like, so he made me tell my church, my team, like we put him in a room, and then they're like, so guys, Steph's pregnant, blah blah blah. And some of them were crying, and some of them were like, oh my god, you know, like there for me. And so yeah, that happened, whatever. And then so practice ended, and I was like, alright, I don't know how to tell my mom, like I'm freaking out because what if she like does something, you know, like. And then he's like, don't worry, I'll tell her with you. And I was like, okay. So we took her to the office, and so he was like, so do you know why Steph has like, she's gotten so much bigger? She's like, I kind of don't want to. And my mom was crying, like bad crying, and she's like, how am I supposed to tell your dad? La la la, I have your grandma in the car and I'm here crying. And I was like, she was like, and she was just like going crazy, like not crazy like to yelling at me or doing whatever, but she was just like crying crazy. And so we went home, and then we walked in, and I just stood, like my dad was in the living room watching TV, and my mom was like right next to him, and she was like, tell him. And I was like I couldn't speak, like I tried, but it like I couldn't speak. And then she was like, she's pregnant. And then my dad was he just looked at me, and then he just like he was watching, like honestly my mom took it worse than my dad did. It was so crazy. But my dad was just like, well, you're not the first and you're not the last person, you know, that's so young to get pregnant, you know, like at a young age. And then I don't remember what else he was telling me. He was like, well, now it's all about the baby. He was just giving me like this whole lecture. And my grandma heard, like, my grandma's are like how do you say? She's a Peppa. And she came like all quick to the living room, and then she was like, ¿Qué pasó? And then my mom was like, she's pregnant. And she was like, I knew it. I knew she was pregnant because she had me cooking all this different shit. And I was like, and then so she was like, she was just yelling, like, how can you not know? Like, she told my mom, like, how did you not know? Like, she's your own daughter. Like, she was going crazy. And then my mom was like, I'm here for you. You're like, you're not gonna go through this alone. Like, yeah, she forgave me and everything. So that was on a Thursday. And that Thursday, no, the next Friday, there was no school because it was Veterans Day. So I was home alone with my parents, and it was so awkward. So my dad got drunk, and he started telling me how he felt, and it was just ridiculous. But I think my parents were okay with it. Like, it was nothing big, but I don't know. That was that Wednesday.
That Wednesday. I didn't say anything.
He wanted to wait for his birthday. His birthday was 2 weeks after that.
Yeah. And then, well, yeah. I didn't say anything because I didn't know how to tell my parents. So I waited, and then, so like Steph said, it was on a
Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
When we found out.
Yeah. So I didn't say anything, like, at all. Like, even going into the weekend. And then that Thursday, we had gone, me and my family had gone to a football game that Thursday night because Steph's parents weren't ready to see me yet. So I was with them. And then we were with my cousin. And so after the game, I had asked my parents, if I could spend the night at his house so I can like think about how I was gonna tell them. So yeah, I spent the whole weekend there and everything. And then on Sunday night, my grandma picks me up from my cousin's house, and then she's asking me what I want for my birthday, because my birthday was like 2 weeks away from this time. This time. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna want anything, because Steph, like, I don't know. I paused at that point, and then my little sister was in the car too, and she was like, she's pregnant. And I was like, yeah. So the first person I told was my grandma, and my grandma's first response to me was, shit happens, buddy. I honestly thought she was gonna like go off on me, because she's the one that always told me to like not do that stuff and stuff like that. So yeah. So my mom was still at work, which is why my grandma picked me up. And my grandma was like, have you told your parents yet? And I was like, no, I don't know how to tell them. She's like, do you want me to help you tell them? And then I was like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to tell them yet. And she's like, well, you have to tell them. If you want, I'll be there with you. That way they don't like try to go off on you and stuff. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess. So then my grandma called my mom at work, and she was like, I need you to come to my house. It's very important and stuff. And so when my mom got there, I was inside. I didn't even know she had gotten there yet. And my grandma was outside smoking. So they were both outside. And then yeah, she told my mom. And then I had gone outside because I heard somebody calling my name. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, I had gone outside and my mom was there. And then she told me, she's like, what happened? And I was like, I don't know, honestly. But she didn't go off on me though. She was just like, I'll be there, like I'll help you out, but I need you to put in your part too. And I was like, I know. I was like, I'm not gonna run away from this because that's just not the person that I am.
Yeah, the boss type size.
Yeah. So
Your dad.
So my dad was with his friends, and I didn't want to tell him yet because he was watching the Cowboys game and drinking. So I didn't want him to like blow up. So I waited. Me and my mom waited to tell him. So we waited till the next day to tell him.
But you took us to school.
I know.
Oh.
And that morning, it was on a Monday morning. Monday morning, I told Steph, try to, I don't know, hide somehow because I have not told my dad yet.
It was so crazy though because I was ready for months, and then so yeah, the weekend happened, and like all of a sudden like my stomach just like like it just like really just came out. I was like, damn, and I was like, how am I supposed to hide this? It was so funny, but
yeah. So
I just had to wear a big jacket.
Yeah. He didn't know anything. Like he didn't know. I guess he didn't pay attention because he didn't say anything. So yeah, we went to school the whole day, and then he picked us up too. Well, he picked me up.
Yeah.
Because you had to go home, and I was at workouts. So yeah, he picked me up from school, and he told me in the car, he's like, do you know why your mom wants to talk to me, my grandma? And I was like, no, why? And he's like, because she called me today saying that she wanted to talk to me. And then I was like, oh, well, I don't know. And then yeah. So like around 6:30, my grandma gets to my house. And so now we're all on the table. It's me, my grandma, my mom, and my dad. And my grandma starts to tell my dad, she's like, I'm gonna tell you something, but I don't want you to blow up. I don't want you to say anything. I just want you to listen. And then my dad was like, okay, like what the hell? And then she was like, Isaiah's gonna be a dad. And my dad looks at me and he's like, no mames, way. And in those exact words, and I was like, she's not lying. I'm being serious. And then my mom was like, go show him the pictures. And then while I went to go get them, my dad had left. He went to the restroom. And he stayed in there for like a while. When he came out, I gave him the pictures. And he started crying. And while we were telling my dad, my mom was crying. She didn't cry when I told her. But when I told my dad, she started crying. And so like, that kind of hurt me because
Cause we,
I let
like,
him down.
yeah, like Isaiah and I like talked big about our future. You know, like he was gonna like go pro, and I was just gonna go to school, and like I wanted to go out of state to like cheer and stuff, and like I felt like we had disappointed them, but I don't know, like I don't regret it.
I don't regret waiting
Like I'm gonna
either.
start crying either, but like things happen for a reason.
And so later on that day, so after we finished telling my dad, my grandma calls my aunts and my uncle. And one of my aunts came over and she like gave me this whole lecture about being a dad and what I gotta do now, what am I gonna do after and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, she was a teen parent too. Like she got pregnant at 16. And my mom got pregnant at 16. So they know what it's like. And yeah. I'm just blessed to say that I have a beautiful little family. And the support system is very good.
Yes, it's very strong, and they're very supportive, like with everything that we have to do. And I guess that's what we want to tell, like the teen parents out there, that like you guys just need to fight for what you guys want. Like you guys gotta push it, stay in school, or do whatever you gotta do your job. But just know that you have to put your baby first. Me and Isaiah got into a lot of arguments because we were always putting Raylene first, but like, you know, that's the point of having kids. Like it's not about us anymore, it's about Raylene. And I don't know, I guess we like managed to like get our alone time together, like go to the movies and stuff. But
yeah,
I don't know what else to say. Like
I thought about quitting school because we were juniors at the time. And so I thought about quitting school and going to work, like start working and stuff. But Steph didn't want me to. Steph's parents didn't want me to. My mom didn't want me to. They all wanted me to finish school.
Because education is key.
So I finished school. And yeah.
Right now we're doing good. Isaiah's gonna go to the Air Force. I'm staying at school. I'm gonna be going to college soon. And we're doing it for our family. So I guess that's what you guys have to do too, you young parents.
Just gotta do whatever it takes to keep them happy.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. Okay.
Okay. Alright, so that's our story, guys.
We hope you enjoy. How do you say it? Like and subscribe down below if you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys want our next videos to be about. I hope this helped the teen parents out there. If you guys need advice, just hit us up. Like, we've gone through everything. Like, you could talk to us about anything.
We'll put our IG down below. That way you guys know how to
contact us.
Yeah.
But yeah, bye.
Okay, bye guys.